Hi, Wagwan. Greetings to you all, Team Pamela. How are you doing? Happy day. Happy Friday. I hope you are well wherever you are watching me from. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I'm okay. As you can see, I thank God for everything. Not many people have seen this day, but us here, we've seen the day. What can we say? Amen. Back to our reaction of today. Today's video, we are going to check on what is happening in Nyabohanse because now things are unfolding. As I always say, there's nothing which can be hidden under the sun. You can do this, you can do that, but one day it will just be like this. My mom used to like that phrase, there's nothing which can be hidden under the sun. Everything will come to an open place. Everything will be seen. So now things have been happening in Nyabohanse, and that is our city. You know that is our city. It was named a city, but soon Murasenso is going to change Nyabohanse to be another name. Maybe he's going to change where now his villa is, but as at now we still call it Nyabohanse City. So the Silicon City. So welcome. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe, share my videos, slap me with the likes, my people. We are road to 5K. Don't forget, keep on subscribing. This is my prayer. This is my request. I'm requesting you because you love me. I love you too very much. So today's video, I want us to check on this issue of Nasto. Nasto brought this issue. It is not the first time. People have been reacting upon this issue of Nasto because people don't understand it. It is not easy to understand a place where there's a perimeter wall and a place where it is the gate is closed with padlocks. CCTV is there, but they're not showing anything. There's no place which was maybe demolished apart from that hole which we were shown. And you look at that hole, no one can fit in that hole. How did the dogs come out without barking, without doing anything? But now the truth is out now. You know, we have the investigator. Even though Gintu's dogs also went missing, but they came back. But this one of Nasto, no, they were German Shepherds, and they are very expensive and they are well-trained dogs. So we've been speculating. Oh, Nasto also was thinking, oh, could it be my trainer, or could it be what? Whom should I suspect? And sometimes people do things which might backfire, and when they backfire, you'll get hurt instead. Why can't just people be truthful? I know human beings, we can never be 100%, but there are things when you do, you just do it for your own downfall. Why would someone like Nasto has been having support from his audience? So it's not someone who always come out and open up, but such people, there are sometimes, let me just say, this is my opinion, you have yours. You see Nasto, yes, he can be calm. You know, being calm does not mean you're a good person. This is also what people have to understand. He's calm, but now he can be someone who is like, many people have been calling this Nasto as a snake, someone whom you cannot even know what he thinks. He's like, you can never understand him. You know, it is good if maybe someone has wronged you. You show that I've not felt good. This is wrong. But if you see someone who is pretending, even if you've wronged him or her, they are still laughing with you. That is a very dangerous person. Because we are human beings and we have feelings. When someone wrongs you, you have to show that for them to know or not to repeat it. They hear, you did this to me, I never like that. But you do wrong things to me, then I'll just laugh. You see, that is someone who is very dangerous. And many people see that in Nasto. So Nasto have proved not to be an honest man. Whether it is true or not true, but the things which are happening now are not good, and he's not portraying a good image. I've been seeing him someone who is lucky. He's been getting help every now and then. Surprise after surprise from England, from UK. England and UK is the same. No, I'm not a traveler. You have to understand that. From UK, from Europe, from America, from Asia, present after present, gift after gift. To the extent now gift has become like a norm. They don't see it like now a gift because they are receiving gifts every now and then. People love them. The subscribers love them. Now, what was the point of him now lying, to the subscribers, oh, my dogs have been stolen. You know, that one is now that emotion making people to feel bad for him, and while he knows exactly what he did with his dog. That is not right. In Nyabohansi, you can get all these type of behaviors. eh? Who taught them this masterclass? Because they have the characters, they can behave like now they are laughing at the same time they are crying. You can never understand that village. The village is full, like Mr. Koera is saying, is like scam. That is how he talked about it in his video, because he could not understand. And when people were asking this issue of dog, the wife came like now she was like this, want to grab people by their neck. Because they know they have been caught. Maybe the husband did this without informing her, which is a lie. I know she knows everything. Oh, I mean, I was not close to them. I was not the one taking care of them. These are your dogs. These are your pets. You are not taking care of them. And then how come that you feel bad? Because you have to have that connection with your dogs or pets. That is now when, as a mother of the home, you are the wife. All these things which are in the compound belongs to you. Then you say you are not that close to them, and then you become like now you are feeling bad about them. There was no connection. You could not feel bad. So now Gintu has come out to tell us how it happened. Nasto sold the German Shepherd dogs to the same trainer, because remember, he just said, oh, I suspect this, because he wanted to fool his people by going to the river, fetching them this side, trying to whistle for them, trying to look for them. I even pitied him. I wasted my time pitying this man who was just lying. Why would he do that? If you want to sell, okay, they are your dogs. No subscriber will force you to have things which you don't have. Maybe you like another breed and maybe you want to go for that breed. Who is going to force you? That is your home. But lying. When will people now believe in whatever you're telling them? Because Nyabohanse, you can never trust anyone. They have become like wolves. You don't know where to step. And they have the sweet mouth. You see Nasto, you see someone who wanted to cry because he was looking after for his dog. Later on, look at what is happening. Let's listen to Gintu, and then we take it from there, because it makes me mad to see someone who was pretending, oh, this is the OB, I went and reported to the police, I did this, I did that, and the door was locked. No CCTV was shown. Why didn't he show us CCTV how the dogs went out? What is the work of CCTV? And then they're coming, the wife is coming very aggressive, feeling bad. It's like now he's wishing people karma. What karma? Back to sender. Back to sender, because people have to talk. Questions have to be asked. Now let's listen to Gintu and hear what Gintu is trying to say, because this behavior has to stop. Even the Kohera Sina said this scamming must stop. Your people love you so much. People love you. Why would you prefer to call people who love you? What is happening with these people's mind? Do you think people just maybe pluck money on top of the trees? People work for this money in bad condition, weather condition, and then you want to start lying to people. Oh, my dogs were stolen, because you want more and more and more. Let people give you willingly. You feel like you want to change a different breed. That is your decision. But you don't need to come and lie and make people feel bad for you. And you know what you've done. Let's listen to Gintu.
Of a guy who was training much of the dogs in Isibania was having a client who needed bigger dogs, not the small puppies. So when he talked about, I want you to train, do you have this talk about the sizable dogs that you can just sell to me? So this kind of a trainer talked about, can I go and buy this kind of the dogs from Nasto, so as I can exchange? Because when Nasto was buying this kind of the dogs from this kind of the guy, talked about you want the bulldogs. And this kind of the German shepherds here, they were just there because there were no bulldogs that were there during that time.
So we are getting that point. By the time Nasto went to buy the dogs from that trainer, he never wanted the German shepherd. He wanted the bulldog. But during that period of time, there were no bulldogs. So he just took this, but as like Kiswahili says, Shingo Pande. He just took them, but these were not the ones which he went for. But he took them anyway from the trainer, because this is now where the tingo is.
So Nasto, whenever he heard that the Bulldogs have already democratized to that kind of a trainer, he has brought the puppies. So he talked about how can we play a game. So he has to come out and talk about, guys, my dogs have been stolen. It was not a pathetic, it's a pathetic point whereby he's talking about the dogs were stolen, because I never wanted people to ask about why and where are the other dogs. So he had to surrender these other two dogs so as he can exchange to the Bulldogs, because the Bulldogs are a little bit
So this is the reason why people sometimes are telling them, do not show too much. Because the moment you put your life, everything of yours out there, people will know you, everything of yours will be out here. And this is now when they cannot lie anymore, because even this time round, if Nasto had not shown the compound or the dogs, people would not have known about this dog. But because they are showing everything, even their bed, everything they are showing. So this is the reason why he feared. He had to lie that, oh, the dogs have been stolen. So stolen, okay, to the extent of going to take the OB, went to the police, trying to fool people, going around walking, trying to call the dog, showing people where the dog might have passed. You see, such kind of nonsense. All this. Gintu, give us what give us. Kiswahili says uondo.
expensive than the other German Shepherd dogs that he was talking about. So the real fact is that trainer took this kind of the dogs from Nasto. It was around 10 a.m. in the morning, and he.
Can you imagine? Even the time is known. These dogs never went out because how? Without barking. Without barking, they just went out like that. How? These are German Shepherd, and they are very fierce. How could they have left? And these were the questions which people were asking, and they never wanted to answer these questions. When these questions were asked, they became very angry, and this is now where the wife started cursing people because she was now defending themselves. We love them. We did okay. How many things we've seen out here? People even delete their loved one out here. Not because once you love something, but I see you love money more than even what people think. So those faces you are making to people, let Gintu tell us. You relax, just relax. Do not say anything, because now you've been caught red-handed. Gintu, continue.
Went there and took the dogs and just put them onto the, talk about, came with one of the vehicle and put the dogs onto the, talk about, here we call it a boot, and somebody can talk about a trunk at the same time. So the little fact that is coming to the same event is the dogs were being packaged onto the trunk of the car, and they were just taken to Sirari, and Nasto did not enter to the same car. What he did, he took his own motorbike, which is a model of Tanzania, and just make sure that he's going. He could not accompany them, so as he can sell, or he can sell himself whenever he could accompany them, because they had.
Look at that, how it was arranged, because this is something which was well planned. Because Nasto never wanted people to know that he's with the people who came for the dog. And that is why they came with a van, put the dogs into the boot, and then Nasto followed them with a motorbike registration number, maybe from Tanzania. Remember when I was making the first video out of these things which have been stolen, in the dogs which have been stolen, plus the cow of Mama Ann, I said, when you live in the border town, sometimes there are some things which are happening in the border. Because like now, you see, Nasto lives in Kenya, but he can still own a motorbike registered under the Tanzanian. You see, so smuggling things from this side to that side is very easy. But this time around, you see what the tactic which he used, because he never wanted people to know what he's doing, because he would have sold himself. That is why he decided not to go in with the van. He followed them with the bike, not a Kenyan's registration number, but the Tanzanian one. Why? Because he never wanted his identity to be known, because he knew what he was doing and he knew what he had planned. After finishing, I will come and pose like my dogs have been stolen. You see how people can be bad, and scammers everywhere.
had to go so as he can go as a visitor, so as he can just go and pick this kind of the dogs. So when he reached there, he got that there's a clientele who needed the same size of the dogs that Nasto had, so as they can be trained with that kind of a dog trainer in Isibania, so as this kind of the dogs can be sold at a higher price, and they were taken from Nasto at a higher price, whereby he was making sure that the pocket demand are being freezing. So he had to make sure that everything is accompanied exactly and examinically with how the pocket demand is becoming a problem. So much of the people are told that all the dogs have been stolen, but when you go direct to the point, how can a person come and jump your own wall, talk about the perimeter wall, and come and open, because they are already been locked inside with a padlock? He never tell us, is that padlock was hit? No. Was it done what? Because the kennel is looking fantastic still, and how are they being sold? How are they being talk about stolen?
So you just heard what Gintu has said, and this question many people have asked this. How did they get out? Because the gate was locked with padlocks. There was a CCTV which he never went and showed people. Because if something happens to you and you have a CCTV, what is the point of having CCTV if you cannot use it? How did they get out? Did they jump? Even if they jumped, still the CCTV would have shown. And that hole which he was showing people, how did they get out from that place? It's also a matter of it is hard to understand, because this one was not the truth, unless maybe if you want to say they were stolen, then the gate maybe was open the whole night. But if the gate was locked, then this was an arranged thing, arranged as just Gintu is saying it. Very bad for you, Nasto. Continue, Gintu, because now we've known what happened and we are going to follow it as Gintu is telling us. We analyze it as we move ahead.
The fact has to come out clean and be told that this is the real fact that's going on. He never wanted to intervene. Much of the subscribers not to engage to know that what is really happening to this kind of the regime. So the real fact is Nasto is a snake behind the snitching point, because he's always thinking about how can I make money. Apart from, and much of the people sympathize, talking about, oh, they have stolen you, oh, go and buy another one. That's the trending. That's how the content is created. Much of the people talk about, oh, this is the thing here, this is the thing there. But the fact has to remain as the fact. Because right now we are having much of the sarcasm. Even the guy who ever sold those kind of the dogs to Nasto, already today I had already purchased, because I wanted to have a purchase.
So you heard that? This is all about money. This is all about the scam. This is all about how they were trained. Because for someone to sit down, to think of such evil thing, to bring it out here, and then to claim my dogs have been stolen, that is someone who is not a good person, remorseful. You look at him, you see someone who is affected, because that is what I felt. I felt, oh, I saw, oh, this man is affected. Then he was not playing with people's emotion. That is very wrong. Just because he want money. Your subscribers love you. Okay, you can just tell them, oh, I decided to exchange them with a breed which I always love. That is all. They are not going to cane you. You do what you want. That is your home. But coming with a lie, next time, which type of lie will you come out with? It's not good to lie, because when people get used to your lies, you will not have a place to hide. Because Nasto, as Gintu has said, as I said earlier, people always see Nasto as a snake, because he's not someone straightforward. He's always like this, like this. He's not someone you can trust. So now look, now it is coming. Everything now is coming to the open. People are thinking, oh, it's like this, but look, now he's coming out with lies.
Bulldogs that I wanted to purchase, and I was told that Nasto has already taken the 2 puppies. So even me, I was given that kind of the little hint that the puppies have already democratized at the trainer there. So today, early in the morning, I went there so they can just take much of the dogs from there. So the information came late. When I reached there, I found Nasto has already taken them. So now...
Yes, because remember the last video which Nasto made. Nasto said he will go and take other dogs, the puppies now, because even if it is 1 or 2, because he cannot do without, but leaving this one or leaving this issue to rest as it is. So he was hoping to go and take. Where was he going to take? because he has to tell us, because where was he going to? He just said, I'm going to take another one. Where? Unless maybe a place where he knows, when I go there, I'm going to take. So he knew exactly where he took this one and where he was going to take to the trainer whom he was suspecting. But it's also not good for someone to brand another person a thief if they are not sure, if they have done this, maybe if they had planned. And then, but that is not good, because if he had he had reported this issue, and then the police follows, what do you think can be done to that person? Because now they are confusing the authorities. You cannot just pose like maybe you are this person has stolen from you, at the same time it's just something which you organize. That is now, it is a bad thing. It is a big crime. You can be jailed for that.
The story came out of there. So that is the fantastic story I could just bring to you, that Nasto was pretending that the dogs have been stolen, yet he's the one who took them to this kind of the guy so they can have an exchange, which is not bad, because he was lying that they were stolen. He woke up, and how can you just, sometimes Nasto is just trying to confuse our minds. Do you think that he's the one who knows how to play with the cucumber mostly? Because you have a fantastic wife. There's no problem about that.
Into bringing now the wife issue now. Where is it coming from? Gintu now is mixing issues now. We are talking about the dog now, is bringing another thing, different thing.
Then today, Nasto never knew that I'm going to Sirari, so I was having my car here so I could just drive to Sirari a little bit. But when I just passed him through the way and I talked about, let me follow him so I can just know where he's just moving.
My people, such a person is not a good person. It's a snake. Someone who can pretend and look at the moves which he's making. He wakes up in the morning doing such kind of thing, and then after coming from maybe the deals which he's making, he will come here and then pose a video. Oh, I'm affected. This one, they have been like my family. I've been feeding them. I've been treating them. I've spent a lot of money on them, but things which he just knows they are lies. It is not proper. Nasto, change your habit. Remember, people have been talking about you as someone like a snake. And change this character. Why would you like to be maybe branded like that? Why can't you just be someone normal? Be normal. Behave normal. Okay, people love you, but don't use people like this. Even if you love the love of money, the love of money. This masterclass which these people took, this masterclass, only cleansing, unless they go to the river Nyantona, then they dip themselves there. They dip that, and then that curse will go away. Otherwise, it is going to take them very far. And one day, some of them will not feel okay, because they will end up, some will be locked. They joke because they are used to scamming people, innocent people. They are scamming. Look at what they are posing in the village. Thieves here, thieves there. And then after this, you'll hear another thing will come after this one. Because they have every plan arranged properly. Because you finish with this, another one is coming with this. You can't tell me the whole village. The dogs are being stolen, animals are being stolen, construction are being broken into. What is happening? These people, are there no maybe guards around? These people who are working with machete, why are they not checking into that? According to Mr. Kohera, the people who are carrying machete all the time, you go around and check who are these stealing your dogs. Because even in Conman's compound, they have dogs, but they were never tampered with. So that shows there's something which is wrong somewhere here.
So as he was just moving, I reached at where the police are just already standing, talk about the traffic police. I stood there, and you have to give them whatever is theirs. Then I continued my way forward. Then Nasto passed us, because he was having this kind of a motorbike model of Tanzania. Somebody can just understand it. It's called the Siniju. And the single, yeah, something like that. So when he was just passing, he just promptly went with the same road where the dog trainers is already area. So when I reached there, I found that Nasto is already out, and he talked about, Nasto was here paying some money here, and I was talking about he said about the dogs are lost. The dogs are there being trained. That's the real fact, guys. I'm telling you the fact. The dogs are there at the trainer. And I talked about, how can you now sell me this kind of the dogs? And he talked about...
See now what happened? Gintu saw him because they were heading to the same direction. It's only that he didn't know Gintu was heading there. He would have not got there immediately, but he went ahead of Gintu because with him he had a motorbike and Gintu had a car. So he passed Gintu and then went. And by the time Gintu was reaching there, he had already left, but not knowing Gintu was going to the same place. So you see, nothing is hidden under the sun. Nothing is hidden under the sun. So all this Naso was just playing with people's mind, even subscribers. This is wrong. Even the wife also posed like someone who was really affected. Unless maybe she was not told we are selling this. Maybe could be, you never know, someone who is as neat like this. Maybe she is not open to the wife. So let's continue hearing what Gintu is saying.
No, you know, this kind of the dogs, that's why I took them from Nasto. Oh, there's a boy who was here. He's a YouTuber from Nyabonse. He never knew who I am. And he never knew that because I never carried the camera whenever I'm just walking. So I was just having a phone. And whenever I just went there, because I was told that some of the dogs are always available there. So I wanted to have the small puppies. Whenever I'm going to have the G Castle moving forward, I could just bring them to the site and make sure that everything is continuing very, very fantastic. So when I reached there, I talked about, okay, can you sell me this kind of the dogs today? And do you have the small puppies? Also that you have the small puppies here. He talked about, no, the small puppies, there's a boy who is a YouTuber from Nyabonse. He came and just took them. They were his. So I talked about, who is that kind of the person from Nyabonse? Talked about he's calling himself Nasto. I was about, okay, Nasto. Okay.
So you see now, when people were suggesting, because when he came out with these things, he was suspecting who might have stolen the dog, because he had his mind was also fixed in the trainers, because he was thinking it was the trainer. Even all of us, we thought, because that is the person who knows the language which he's been teaching the dog. But people suggested, one of them was me, why can't we just go take the name to the police officers, so the police officer can take it from there, the authorities can take it from there. He never took the name of the trainer because he knew what the business which he was doing with the trainer, you see. And then again, he went there. You cannot tell me someone whom you suspect have stolen you have dogs, the ones which you fed, the ones which you've been taking care of. This is someone whom you are suspecting. Do you think you can go again and buy something from that person? You cannot. So this was business, as it is now. It was business because he never took action against the trainer. Why not? If you feel bad and these are your dogs which have cost you a lot, you are used to them, you are attached to them, they're like your family members, and then you know someone whom you suspect, you go there first, and that is where he could have taken the police officer. But what did he do instead? Went again to take now the small puppies, because deal is sealed, everything is done, the pocket is full with money. He doesn't care. He will just come and pose, oh, we are still in this, but I've just left it. Left what? Don't play with people's mind.
To pinpoint direct. I talked about oh, Nasto. Oh, I know that boy. Yeah. So I had rumors that the dogs have been stolen. Which kind of the dogs? I saw the dogs. They were just beside the kennels there, and they were just being fed. It was it was around 10 to 11 there in the morning. Then I talked about, oh, I see some two dogs there. They look so fantastic. So you don't have the pit bulls here, or talk about the bulldogs here. He talked about, no, the ones that I were having, they were already booked, so you can book yours. I talked about how much does it cost. He told me that I cannot tell.
So you can imagine, by the time he was just raising them, this was an agreement between, this is what I see now. He bought them maybe at a cheaper price, got the trainer, trained them, making them grow, feeding them so that he can sell them at a later date. So this is what he did. He was not supposed to stay with them. So it's like now he buys dogs, train them, sell them. That is a business now which Naso is doing. People do it. So if you want to be in dog business, you can just say, instead of coming here and say, oh, I lost my dog. Because you see, like now, this one is like now it is a business which he want to do. After maybe you help him with buying the puppies, he will feed them with the money which you small money which you send him, and then at a later date he will sell them like this, pretend like that they have been stolen. It is business, and then pose like now he's feeling bad. Naso, stop this. This one now is becoming serious, because even Gintu saw the dogs. They were being fed at around 10, 11 there. So can you imagine that? Can you imagine? And this one, it is very true, because why didn't he go to the trainer? Because he knows where the trainer is. He was just looking around the area surrounding there, but he never went to the trainer, because the first place where Naso would have gone, if he was seriously looking for his dogs, he would have gone to the trainer, because that would be the first place to go, because he knows the trainer knows the language. Maybe he would have gone there to ask, did you see my dogs? What happened? Or report, or assume now he just went there to tell him and see how the trainer feels. But he never went there knowing this was just a deal they had already made, and they just want to be doing this deal of maybe deal of business, buying and selling dogs. So this is the business Naso is trying to do now. Look now, he went there first thing, went and took the bulldog, because Gintu also wanted to buy. He went and took the bulldog, and Gintu saw the German Shepherd there being fed, because there was already someone who wanted them, because they are selling, buying and selling them. So that is the tactic in Yabohanse. You never trust. These people have become like hyenas.
You right now, because I don't have the specific puppies that do come in, because even me, I do hire or I do buy them from other people who are having such kind of the dogs around the Sibania zone and Migori. So I talked about, so when they come, so I left there my number so they can just call me whenever they arrive, because you can never know. Even at the evening, you can just find a phone call, hey, this kind of the dogs are already arriving here. So the real fact that I got is that the dogs are still there and they want to be trained. This kind of the guy has bigger dogs, and he was telling me that one dog he can sell me at a cheaper price of 30,000, which is a German Shepherd. And talked about it's a little bit not trained fully. And the one that is trained fully and is a bigger one, he was told me that they're going to be selling it for me 60,000 to 65, which is around 70. So it's approximately 500 US dollars. I talked about, oh my living God. So those ones are they fully trained. I talked about, okay, will they accommodate? Will they accept?
So that is what is taking place there. That is the business which Nasto has entered. Look now, after the dogs have, according to him, the dogs were stolen or taken away or sold, he went again and took now the bulldog, just from the same trainer. This is someone whom you suspect, and then you go and buy dogs from. You see how these people can lie? Goodness, Gintu went there, and Gintu had all this information and brought it to us here. So Nasto's dogs were not stolen. This was just a lie, and people knew this was a lie. A shame. I hope you change your ways of doing things, because this one can make all the subscribers who loves you go away, because if you start lying like this, what else are you going to lie about? So this is Nyabohanse. You see them, you have to be careful with them, because they are showing us their character. It's not us who are talking about them. They show us the way they behave. They are not, Kiswahili says, si wangwana. They are not gentlemen. They are not. They are just out there. If it is about money, they can do anything for money. They can do anything for money. They need prayers. They need Jesus amidst in their midst. Huh? Because now cows are jumping from the walls. That one is also another thing. Cows are jumping. A cow jumping from a wall. Because where did the cow pass? Huh? Where did the cow pass? And not many people knew the cow was sleeping at Mama Ann's place. Just the few, the relatives. So the people who are close to them are the people who are taking these things away. Or it is just something which they are just stage managing. Because the people out here in Yabohanse, you don't trust anything. Even this cow thing, I don't buy it. This cow, I don't buy it. This is something which was, how is it that now, after Baba Ann woke up at around 3, why 3? And then that is the time when he found out the cow was not there. He didn't tell us the door was open. And that is now where did he find the door open? It's only about the cow which was not there. So very strange. Strange things are happening in Yabohanse. So not if you see water in Yabohanse, it might be milk. So be very careful. You see water, or you can see land in Yabohanse, and then that might be, it might even be a swamp. Or river. You see it like maybe a very fertile land, a very fertile, and it might even be an ocean. Anyway, the issue of Nyabohanse is hard to describe, because they have proved that with money, anything to do with money, they can do anything for money. Someone can even uh, sell their own things and then come and pose. eh? Getting a backup from a wife, becoming so hungry to people, sending people karma, just because people are commenting, people want to know what happened because you brought it out here. The more you bring it out here, people will help you. So when people help you, then you become hungry. You never wanted people to talk about it. You would have just stay with it. Do not tell people. But the moment you come out and tell people, people will have different opinion and different reaction. So that is it, my family. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for loving the channel, loving me that much. May God bless you. Subscribe, share the video, and let me know what you think about today's video. Give me as many likes as possible. God be with you. See you again in my next video. Bye. Thank you.